So, I just saw something about Essenspiel. Had its largest attendance ever at 220,000, which, as far as I know, it's still the largest board game convention in the world. And Gen Con is probably over 100,000, but I don't think it's ever approached 200,000. I remember looking up old numbers. Maybe it got close before the pandemic, but it's pretty significant after the pandemic. It's great that Essenspiel is huge, and it'd be nice to see lots of really big board game conventions and smaller, medium-sized ones as well. But that's pretty cool. I was looking at just some of the things that were happening and things that interested me. One of them is an Army of Darkness board game is coming out. That's pretty cool. I'm sure a lot of board gamers are fans of Army of Darkness, and hopefully it's a good game. But I'm sure it's even something to throw on the shelf and it says Army of Darkness on it, even if it's not good. But yeah, it could be cool, and I look forward to seeing more information about it. There was actually something cool. Renegade Studios they're really killing it. They seem to take old games that the publisher no longer wants to publish, and they gain the rights or pay for the rights to publish those things, and so they put needed stuff into the community, things that people want. Because as far as I can tell from Renegade, these are all things that either I want to be able to have retail access to, or people themselves as fans of the game, or that never got around to buying the game, may have played it or may have seen it, may have wanted it. Now they got to buy it on the secondary market, and that's no good. So Renegade puts it out at a reasonable retail price, and that's pretty good. So they're doing this with Lords of Waterdeep, which is interesting that Hasbro has allowed that to go off to Renegade Studios. So maybe some other Dungeons and Dragons board games and other Hasbro Avalon Hill type games. I mean, I think they did Diplomacy, so yeah, that was I believe Avalon Hill by that point by now owns that one. I don't know who owns Axis and Allies, but yeah, so there was that. There was one other thing. The Lord of the Rings, the Essenspiel, and Axis and Allies has an expansion. I don't think has there ever been an Axis and Allies expansion. I mean, there's been other versions of Axis and Allies Zombies. There's Pacific and Europe, but those weren't really expansions to the base game. And neither were the special any of the special editions or different versions using the Axis and Allies engine. So I can't think of any Axis and Allies expansions, but this one, Generals, I think it was called. It kind of sounds like an interesting idea. I mean, it would completely change Axis and Allies if you use it, but again, it's an expansion. You don't have to. And it seems to add these general tiles, which probably have some sort of goals that will give you victory points or something like that. That seems to be how those things tend to be used. I kind of would prefer that they do something similar to samurai swords, where the generals are, they have armies attached to them and stuff like that. And speaking of that, that's some other news that I forgot about. Either on GameFound, yeah, I think it's GameFound that their Renegade Studios is crowdfunding samurai swords, and it's one of my favorite games back when it was called Shogun. But James Clavell somehow got the copyright or trademark for Shogun. Obviously, probably not in Japan, but outside of Japan, somehow managed to get it. Little ridiculous. I did like, the Shogun novel when I was younger, and the Shogun TV show was great. I'm sure this Shogun board game was good too, but the original Shogun that's now called Samurai Swords was one of the most amazing games. And Renegade Studios is doing a crowdfunding campaign to do a special anniversary edition, and it's the only way to get it. I was hoping that it would come to retail, and I argued with a friend that it was definitely coming to retail because Renegade Studio stuff comes to retail, and then he pointed out how I had completely missed on the crowdfunding thing itself because I didn't really read the crowdfunding thing that much, that it definitely wasn't coming to retail. The only way to get it is through crowdfunding. So just Google Samurai Swords crowdfunding, and I would suggest backing it because it's certainly one of the best area control games, and it is in the it's definitely, I think it's in the top 100 of games. It's in the top 15, maybe. I don't think, on a good day, I could probably say top 25. But I mean, there's so many games, so many awesome games that you'd run out at 25. So somewhere between 25 and 50 is where I'll give it for now. I haven't rated games, but let me know below where you play Samurai Swords if you played it, if you're interested in Samurai Swords, if you're interested in the Army of Darkness board game, or this new Axis and Allies expansion that sounds cool to you, or congratulate Essenspiel on the amount of attendees, and give me a little talk about some of the gaming conventions that you've gone to. If you've gone to Essenspiel, I'd love to hear about it. It's something that I plan to do at some point in time. And then, if you're excited that you can now get a copy of Lords of Waterdeep and not have to buy it off of eBay, let me know. Actually, just one last thing on that. I remember being able to order it from the distributor, so that it was still in distributor warehouses up to about 2 years ago. So, I mean, maybe it's been out of print, but where some distributors in Canada maybe still had a copy or two and no one was ordering it. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and have a good day.